Hello everyone, welcome to another Random Flow GE update video. So I've managed to just unify the offset parameters or properties to the single GeoNode modifier and join those parameters in the random panels modifier. So everything is in one single GeoNode modifier. So it'll be much easier for you to manage, and also we have the panels to make you to let you collapse and close these things. Okay, so in this video I'm going to test this to buildings, the ones that you can see me do with random flow original. And let's just create some of those base mesh with random slice using random flow original. Okay, so these are the buildings. I'm going to copy the modifier from this spaceship. So copy modifiers, and we're gonna edit this. So you can see we have the mirror. We're going to remove the mirror, and also in offset extras, do not these are shaded smooth. Okay, so we're going to add the shade auto smooth geonode. There we go. And fix the offset with the scale to 1. Also, we're going to set the extra offset to off. And let me see. I think we're using wrap as well. So solver extras, set this to split because the wrap still has some problems. It's not like the wrap in Random Flow Original. In Random Flow Original, it's easier to do that because it's using Python, and getting those faces to in the randomization to wrap around the sharp edges is easier with Python than in GeoNodes. It probably is possible only with Python. So uh, solver extras, offset. So now we're going to pick the right solver for this. We're using RS. So let's try RM. Blend is 0.5 and the detail is okay. This is little jagged. I'm going to use RS instead. The main sub to 1 and just use inner sub d1 and multiplier of 4. And in the offset, just make it subtle. With scale, we're going to use we're not going to use scale top, but use this instead. Okay, so we have a building, so there's still a bunch of places that are too relaxed. So we're going to play around with the detail and have more details in those areas. There we go. And randomize their output using the seed parameter. Okay. Since the GNode is modular, we can just unwrap this, and the GNode faces will also be unwrapped for most of them. So the top faces here, they are going to inherit the UVs from the source mesh, or the source mesh, and the faces in the sides will not have UV. So But we're going to just, if you're using this for cityscape and just rendering this far away, it doesn't really matter. I think it won't be seen that far. Okay, so I'm going to open the materials from random flow original and select something like, we're going to use UVs, no hard or soft. Soft. Okay. Go. And probably edit the size of the map, something like 2. And let's change the lighting, something else. Okay, here we go. And hide this. Oops. Hide the plane. Okay, we're just going to focus with this. And emission, turn on the emission, something like 10. Use the saturation. And offset is going to be like your seed value for this. Okay. Um, Forget what I was going to do. Oh yeah, the going to give this vertex color. So in data, just add a um, color attribute and name it whatever you want, and we must reference this name here. So Control C on the hover the mouse cursor over the name. Control C, then we'll copy the name of the color attribute, and then in the geonode, we're going to offset extras. Oh no, that's not it. In solver extras, and set the name of the color attribute here, and then in here, we're going to plug it to the um, color. So use this one, and let's see. Okay, now we have the vertex color. So I'm just going to set it to pure black. Distribution. So just to give a variation of the shading of the buildings, let them have a uniform value of the color of the base color underneath the grunge. Okay, so I'm going to change this the eye again. Probably look for something that's perfect for the model. Just fix the light, reduce the saturation. There we go. Something like point 0.4. To make more lights appear, you can increase the factor, but it's very sensitive, so just be careful with it. The value. Okay, so we have the shading, and all you have to do is really play around with the seed value to get a different look of the detail of the buildings. The building itself is um, You could have another geonode on top of the random panels for um, the buildings to make them like also be modular. Okay, so let's use offset, extra offset. Let's set this to the 0.9 amount is the strength of extrusion, something like 0.01, and maximum is 0.02. And here you can set the amount of faces that's going to be uh, extruded, and to give the buildings more shapes, varied shapes. So let's set this 0.95 for the scale, and also do not use scale tab, and so we can create like this sort of margin, like actually wrong. I think this is wrong. Oh wait, this is right because of the face underneath. Okay, and we can also use individual just to break apart the some of the faces that are being extruded. So let's go to offset and set individual. So you can break apart the islands, the individual faces, and get this look here right here, just to get more details out of the mesh. Okay, so again, we can control how much of the faces are being offsetted, just to get some relaxed areas, and also randomize that. So get this look right here. So of age, this is our spaceship, and this is our road. Let's scale this down like this, and give it an emission shader. Uh, here. Okay, there we go. And just to let it, give it some strength to let it just shine underneath. If you don't want this part right here to become an emissive, you can set you can use the back face. I think back face node. I think it's in geometry. There we go. Back facing and mix shader, diffuse shader. Set this to black and roughness to 1, and set the back facing to the factor. There we go. So the under part is using the diffuse shader, and the upper part is using the emission. So when you're trying to show the model, you won't have the uh, emission affecting uh, the underside of the plane. Okay, now let's break the lights up. I'm going to break the lights up. Let's use Voronoi. Voronoi. Voronoi, I think, is the most useful texture. Also nice. Vector, and I think it's distance. Set the random to 0, and color ramp to control the factor. I think we are going to use, there we go, the square, and yeah, just the square. Randomize this, get this look. This doesn't work. I'm just going to use JS placement. Okay, so uh, yeah, okay, H, this hide our previous demo objects. Set the scale to something like 40. We're just breaking up the street lights. Okay, and set this to the previous color. Set the emission to something like 50 or 100. No. And the street lights are broken up. And let's break it some more to make the lights smaller. Um, doesn't look too convincing. Okay, let's just play around with the color ramp. There we go. And something like 150. Okay. So when you're viewing the model on certain angles, the the street lights doesn't look uniform. Okay, it's broken up. So it's something. Let's use something like 500 for the emission. Still not strong enough. Okay, there you go. So this is the uh, random panels modifier using GNOs. And the only thing missing from this is the modularity of the actual building itself. So there's, however, I think it's possible to, yeah. The random slice can be replicated in GNode, but in a different manner. In random flow original, it's using bisect, like to cut lines in randomly on a single face, so that can be replicated in GNode, but using another technique. We have no bisect in GNode, but there is another way. I've been watching GNode videos, and yeah, that's why I figured this out. Just watching videos. So offset, not use individual. Okay, so we have our buildings. Let's try and replicate this. Make it different. Let's just rotate. So we don't have modularity for the buildings for the source mesh. So let's just rotate it for now. Okay, and give this a different seed value to make it different. And also maybe use, oh no, that's too much. Just glad it didn't crash. So this involves a lot of faces so quickly that it could, depending on your source mesh, could result to freezes. So just be careful. So we have our buildings, kind of semi-modular because of the way that the source mesh is being static. All right, and we can render this in faraway distance. So for something like this, you can just reduce the overall subdivision to make this lighter. Something like three. There you go. Or two. Just increase the detail right here. And if you want more detail in close-ups, you can just increase the subdivision. But for far away renders, like I said, you can of course sacrifice some detail because most of those micro details won't be seen anyways. Okay, so this is another update video from Random Flow GE, and I think I can safely now uh, turn this into an add-on. Also, I have random slice and random cells replicated as well. So yeah, so random slice GE will be used for the can be used for the buildings, and random cells can be used to extrude those tiny antennas on top of the buildings, so on. Okay, so that is it for this video. Subscribe and hit notify if you have any questions. Just the comment section below or the links in the description. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.